Wake up, wake up, wake up. Welcome to Elevate and Illuminate the Empowerment Podcast, episode number 10. And guess what? It's just us today. By the way, I'm Jamarcus Fields, your host and the founder and executive director of Iron Sharpens Iron WAST. That is WAST, which stands for We Are Stronger Together, where our mission is to empower and equip at-risk youth and justice-involved individuals for successful reintegration into society. And we do that in a variety of ways. I started Iron Sharpens Iron in 2019. We weren't, an official nonprofit 501c3, but we literally started on the ground, building up and getting our name out there, getting our name known, figuring out how, our path and our journey for fulfilling our mission. So, in doing that, we were, we acts of service. We just got out there and just kind of hit the ground and started sharing our stories and helping, juveniles, that were already in the juvenile center, trying to change their paradigm and get them to see a different way of living life, in hopes that they wouldn't have to go down the road we went down. Also going to jails, going to different community centers, going back inside the prisons. Actually started once I, actually launched, our first event was a seminar that we conducted at the South Bend Community Reentry Center, where that was a facility that I came through at the end of my sentence right before I came home, and developed a pretty good relationship with the warden there, Mr. Charles Bowen, and he gave us our first shot to put on an Iron Sharpens Iron seminar. And to this day, we still go once a month and do those seminars. So, I'm eternally and forever grateful for Mr. Bowen for giving us that shot and, and also, plugging us with some of the connections to get some of the doors open that we needed to get open in order to grow. So today, I'll just be sharing a little bit about, Iron Sharpens Iron, what we do, and all the events that we have coming up. This is a very busy summer for us. Kickstarting this month with events. And most of the time, our events are typically held inside prison facilities or, just in different areas where a lot of people aren't able to go. So, this summer we plan to bring some events to the community, because, when we go inside, you guys don't get to go inside the prison facilities with us. So, we post pictures, videos, sometimes we go live, but, there's nothing like, being in the actual space. So we're going to bring some of those events, some of those seminars to the community this summer. So, I'm gonna break that down for you. All of our Iron Men, all of the Iron Men are justice involved themselves, having served time. So, we bring our lived experience, the good, bad, and the ugly to the table, in hopes that, one of us can reach the individuals in the audience and they can relate to our story to ultimately change their criminalistic behavior and get out of that mode and dive into citizen mode. I often sit back and reflect, and I've literally taken moments where I've looked in the mirror and asked myself, what took me so long? And what I mean by what took me so long is to live a righteous life, to be positive, to be inspirational, and to do things the right way and be God fearing. Because you know, once I got to that place, it was so peaceful, and I'm like, how is it that I was able to be in a place where I was so comfortable doing wrong, yet not having that peace? You know, it's like you get so caught up that that becomes your norm, and it becomes a false sense of peace. When I finally was able to shed those layers and live my life, it was like I had slept for peacefully and comfortably for like the first time in like 20 years. Like from the time I was a child, and it's like, you know, and speaking, candidly, you know, I wish that I had somebody that was able to breathe into me at that age. When I was young, teenager, young adult, I wish I had somebody that could breathe to me, breathe life into me, and to get through to me. And it wasn't that there weren't people breathing into me, but like the wrong people were breathing into me. Meaning, I had got caught up in a lifestyle to where there were certain type of individuals that had my attention, and that's where it needed to come from. I stayed in school up until the time I got incarcerated. I had teachers telling me, I had family members telling me, I had uh, other pillars within the community trying to tell me, but the streets had already got my attention. I needed somebody from that life to like give it to me raw, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because all we typically see is the glitz and the glamour. And we don't see the flip side of the coin. I needed somebody to set me down and put the other side of that coin in my face. And here at Iron Sharpens Iron, that's what we do. We don't tell you what we think you need to hear. We're gonna tell you some things that's gonna make you uncomfortable. That you may not agree with, that you may get upset with. But like what we giving you is raw facts. We giving you raw reality. So you may not like it, but I promise you'll respect it. And that's what it is. Yes, the youngsters definitely need the father and the son. Say that. Amen. Truth. So let me get to some of these events. We're not gonna be long tonight. I'm gonna tap y'all in to what we got going on, how you can connect with us. Some people are looking for opportunities to volunteer and assist us in the things that we do. So I'll be giving you all of that, as well as ways that you can support and donate to the movement, to the cause, to the mission of what we do at Iron Sharpens Iron Wasp. For those that's just joining, again, I'm Jamarcus Fields, your host for Elevate and Illuminate, the Empowerment Podcast, and I am also the founder and executive director of Iron Sharpens Iron Wasp. WAST. We are stronger together. So here in this month of June, we have several events coming up. Our first event will actually be we'll be going to, and I just mentioned the South Bend Community Reentry Center. So we'll be going to the South Bend Community Reentry Center Father's Day weekend. So again, we go to the Work Release Center, the Reentry Center, and we do Iron Sharpens Iron seminars once a month. So this month we're doing Father's Day weekend. So what we're going to do is go up on the day right before Father's Day on the 15th, and we're going to have a game day celebration with the men inside the facility. So all of the Iron men will accompany me. We'll go. We'll give them a seminar first thing that morning. and then we'll gravitate towards the inside of the actual facility, and we'll have a game day. So we'll have a host of games where the individuals can, will be able to compete against one another and win prizes. The finale of this game day will be a basketball tournament. Best two out of three. So the Iron Men, all of the men that have done time, that are back into society, we will be a team competing against the guys that are still inside of the facility, for bragging rights. They typically like to tell us, they look at all of us, and from our time doing time with, especially those that we know, they all say that we all out of shape now, that we that came home, we don't work out no more, we don't hoop, we did all picked up weight. And I tell them, while I picked up some weight myself, don't let it fool you. Like, I'm still a beast on that court. So we're gonna go in there for bragging rights. And just, let the men feel seen, heard. We're gonna love on them. It's Father's Day weekend. A lot of guys inside, don't get visits. For whatever reason. Sometimes it's too far for the family to travel. And may not get the opportunity to see their kids, but they still can be loved on, and let them know that they're human and they're appreciated. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in there, we're gonna give them a seminar, we're gonna feed them some food for thought, we're gonna feed them some good food off the grill. We're gonna allow them to be men and show their competitive nature, and we're gonna compete against one another, and we're gonna breathe some life and some hope back into them, for that weekend. So that's our first event that we have coming up, to which we're actually still seeking donations for the prizes, for this event. Um, Anything will help. There's nothing too small, nothing too big. Again, these are men that are inside the facility, so they don't have access to much, but this is an opportunity where we'll be able to give them some prizes. So again, we're seeking donations for that. For anybody that feels led to donate or to contribute to this cause, you can go to our website, which is Iron Sharpens Iron, WAST.org. And you can go on there and follow the prompts. There's the little three lines at the top of the screen. You can hit that to give you your menu, and then go down to donate, and it'll give you the different ways that you can to donate financially, or to give you an opportunity to contact us. And then you can contact us, and we can kind of iron out what it is that you want to do and the best route, in receiving that. So again, you can go to Iron Sharpens Iron, WAST, that is WAST.org, if you feel led to donate or assist us in this event. So then our next event will be the following weekend, which is June 22nd. We will have a community meet and greet, where we will bring one of our seminars to the community as our way of introducing to the community, to society, what Iron Sharpens Iron is and what Iron Sharpens Iron does. That will be here in the city of Indianapolis at P30. That is 3039 North Post Road here in Indianapolis, from 1:30 to 5:30 p.m. on June 22nd. There will be more information forthcoming, flyers, for those that follow the YouTube page. For those that also follow me on Facebook, the flyer will be posted up there. And we ask everybody to come out. I know, with the state of our judicial system right now, there are so many men incarcerated throughout the state of Indiana, that it is either directly or indirectly affecting everyone. So whether it's a son, a brother, a father, a mother, a sister, an auntie, an uncle that's incarcerated, a lot of times, um, we go away and we do our time and then we come home, and with that gap where these men have been doing this time, there's been a disconnect, to where we come home and like we're strangers to our loved ones, and our loved ones are strangers to us. So, with that being strangers, like the communication signals are off because we've conditioned in a new way of living within the confines of a prison, which has changed the way we see things, the way we see the world, and even the way we communicate. I came home and I was a real aggressive, um, with my tone of voice and the way that I talked, to where it had people offset. It made them think that I was angry, I was upset, I was bitter, and it was none of the above. Like I was happy to be free and to have a second chance in life, and to finally had arrived to the place where like I'm okay living life on life's terms and not trying to change it to fit the way I want life to be. So, but I'm coming from an environment of all men, a lot of alpha males, hardened criminals, and we were aggressive. So, you know, and that's not to say that every guy who comes home is like that, but there are layers that are put on us while we are incarcerated. And when we come home, some of those layers are still on. No matter how much we prepare before we come home to peel them off, some of them are still on. And a lot of times we simply don't know how to get them off. We're not in control of that. Like, God has our steps ordered and predestined, and through life, sometimes they just fall off when they fall off. But we want to share some of the experiences, some of the learning curves, some of the ups and the downs, some of the different ways that we've bumped our head, the ways that we've grown, to show individuals that yeah, a lot of us were young when we got incarcerated. We made mistakes, but we've arrived to a place in our life where we will not let that define who we are. So we share our experiences, our stories, our mishaps, the things that we had to learn coming back out here, in hopes of giving you all some understanding to maybe exercise a little bit of grace with your loved one when they come home. And in seeing the work that we do and the impact that it's having, it may lead a lot of people to want to volunteer and to become part of our journey and our mission and what we do, as well as we're always looking for Iron Men, and that's from the top of the state to the bottom of the state. We're looking for men who have, gone through their wilderness experience and are willing to be transparent and share their stories, and helping to uh, empower, uplift, and motivate someone else. So we always need Iron Man, and that's from all across the board. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter what city, what county you're in. It doesn't matter your race. Like, if you are justice involved and you are into doing this work and paying it forward and helping others, reach out to us. Reach out to us. Come to these community events. Meet us in person. See what we got going on, and see if this is something that you may be interested in. But again, we will be having our community meet and greet June 22nd from 1:30 to 5:30 at P30, which is 30 at 3039, excuse me, 3039 North Post Road here in Indianapolis. That's June 22nd, 1:30 to 5:30 p.m. at P30, which is located at 3039 North Post Road here in Indianapolis. And this is a community event. This is for the family. So bring the kids, bring the family. Let's come out. Let's build. Um, there will be events and things for the family. We're gonna have a DJ out there, bounce houses, food, snow cones. So it's not just all lecture type thing where you listen to us and we share our stories. That would definitely be part of the program, but this is family friendly. So bring the family, bring the kids out, and let's build and let's grow together. And again, that will be June 22nd here in Indianapolis. Um, and then the following week, June the 29th, the Ironman will actually be in Elkhart, Indiana. So for anybody here that's from the northern part of the state, Elkhart, South Bend, we will be at the Tolson Center for Community Excellence, which is located at 1320 Benham Avenue in Elkhart. Um, so this is a community center where the Ironmen and Tolson came together for a mentorship program. So we had Ironmen who would weekly go to this Tolson Center and mentor the youth from the ages of 10 to 18. So we did that for the last 6 months. And the impact of that was amazing. Anytime you can get through and reach these youth, like you're doing something special. And these youth that we had in this mentorship program, Ironclad Success Academy, by the way, um, they bought into the program and gave it their all to see how it will work, and the change could be seen in a lot of these youngsters. And in that, we became the mentor, the life coach, the big brother, in some instances, maybe even a father figure. We took them outside of the facility, took them on field trips, local field trips, to the parks, to the library, um, and surprised how many of them had never been to a library, but took them to a library. So we got them outside of the building and did things for with them, inside the community, to let them know, like we there, like where y'all want to go next week. Let's come together, pick a spot, and then we're gonna get out there and we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna get out there and with some decency. We're gonna do things proper and in order. And that's what we did. So that mentorship program has actually come to an end. So we're celebrating these young men with a graduation ceremony slash seminar. So we're going to come in, and they've gotten to know us, but like they still don't know the meat and potatoes of the background stories that led us right there where we are with them. So we're going to open up and share to them, where we went wrong and why we are driven to do the work that we do, and then we're going to celebrate them. We're going to give them certificates, um, and celebrate them and make the day make the day about them, and what they've accomplished, how proud we are of them, and we're going to celebrate and love on them, um, and then challenge them to come back and be alumni. So when we get ready to do the next Ironclad Success Academy after the summer is over with, then we can bring some of them back as the graduates and allow them to have an even bigger impact moving forward with what we do. And that's the plan, that after each Ironclad Success Academy, that we take the alumni, those that want to do it. This work isn't for everybody, but for those that want to be involved, we take the alumni and we bring them on board so that they are now part of the facilitating group, with the next set of youngsters. That way, they're not just hearing it from us, they're also hearing it from their peers that have actually gone through it, can tell them the different ways that it impacted them and how it changed them and so forth and so on. So that will be June 29th uh, at the Tolson Center for Community Excellence in Elkhart, Indiana, and that will be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So to kind of rehash where we're at, June 15th, we will be in South Bend at the South Bend Community Reentry Center with a Father's Day game day celebration for the men inside the facility. Again, we are still seeking donations for prizes for the game day event. And again, there's nothing too small. So, any kind of snacks, hygiene items, clothing items, sweats, sweatshirt, t-shirts, socks, undergarment, and to make it easy, again, if you go to the website, you can find ways to donate and to send money financially, and then we can go out and buy said items to use as prizes for this event. For the men that are inside, we'll cap that off with a basketball tournament. Best 2 out of 3 formally inside the facility that are free now. We will be a team competing against the guys that are currently housed inside the facility for bragging rights. This should be fun, and this is something that we're planning to do twice a year inside the facility. So this will be an ongoing competition for bragging rights. I'm looking forward to going in there busting their head, and that's what it is. And then on June 22nd, we will be having our community meet and greet at P30, which is located at 3039 North Post Road here in Indianapolis from 1:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. This is a community, family-friendly event. So bring the family, bring the kids. Again, there will be bounce houses, a DJ, food, snow cones, and a good time had by all. So, bring the family out. Let's build as we introduce to y'all Iron Sharpens Iron, what it is that we do. So as we look in the chat, at each community event, you will also learn more about the Just Family Network for the loved ones of justice involved individuals, which is set to launch Tuesday, June 25th, and occur the fourth Tuesday of each month at 7 p.m. And that's what we're doing. We bridging that gap. Bridging those gaps. Let me reiterate, because we're dealing with a gap of incarceration, individuals being incarcerated. It's totally created a gap because, of course, we're separate from one another. So you come home, we don't know one another. Guys that are coming home don't even know the world. It's become foreign to them because it's a different kind of world inside those facilities. So we're bridging that gap to bring in families and understanding, communication, grace, patience. We're bringing all that to the table to reconnect individuals and getting some understanding of exactly what's going on in our community and within our society. Incarceration is not a joke. There are almost 50,000 men incarcerated in the state of Indiana, and almost another 15,000 women. That's a hell of a gap. And you got that many people missing from the community. And it's not to say that, that it wasn't warranted, because like in my situation, like I committed a crime, I had to go do the time. Um, but that doesn't automatically make me a non-human. Like a lot of, especially the men, a lot of us were young going into prison. I went in at 18 years old, came out at 44. That 18-year-old that got incarcerated, the 44-year-old me that came home doesn't even know or recognize that dude. But what happens a lot of times is we get incarcerated at such a young age and we begin to assimilate to prison lifestyle. And that becomes all we know. Because a lot of people haven't experienced enough of life prior to incarceration. Yeah, you can say we're 18, we're grown, but a lot of us were 18 going to prison from mama and them house, from big mama and them house. Like we wasn't out here living lives as adults like we have to live when we come back out. We hadn't fully matured yet. We were making irrational, goofy, dumb decisions. They cost us. Okay, we had to go do the time. Out of those numbers that I just gave y'all that's incarcerated, like 91 point something percent, almost 92% of the prison population will return to society, meaning they have an out date and they will be returning back to society. So do we want individuals that have gone to prison, done 2 decades plus, coming back out into society not prepared? Because truthfully, all they're just being warehoused inside those facilities. And then they come back out here to society and then they're hit with a culture shock and then have to figure it out. But they don't know how to figure it out. They have no lived experience. A lot of them have never paid bills. They've never owned anything. They've never been the head of a household. They never even had a real chance to be a father to their children. So they learning all of this on the fly. Gap. So we're bridging that gap. We're also bridging the generational gap. Giving the youngsters a voice. Giving the youth a voice to be heard. I remember asking a young guy one time when I was going in to speak at the juvenile center, and remember asking him, like, do you have a mentor? First I started by asking him about his his home life and was his father in the picture, and what I was trying to get at was who he had in his ear, who he had talking to him, giving him other options than what he saw in front of him or what had his attention. And I remember asking him, like, who not only do you have someone speaking to you, but like, are you receptive to what you're receiving? And he told me no. And so I was like, I kind of figured that. So I'm like, why not? And he was like, because everybody just wants to tell me what I'm doing wrong. I said, okay, they're making sure that you acknowledge what you're doing wrong. First, get you to acknowledge it so that we can then begin to change it. And he was like, no, I don't mean that. Like they talk at me. Like everybody assumes that they know what's wrong instead of asking me what's wrong. He was like, so when I'm approached in that manner, everybody telling me, oh, you this and you should do that and why you do, and you wrong for this and you wrong for that. He said he immediately shuts down. He don't even want to talk to him. And so I realized that what we've done as a society, and I'm generally speaking, so I'm not pointing fingers at individuals or different demographics or race. As a society, what we have done is put a muzzle on the youth. And they feel like they literally don't have a voice. Like everybody is telling them what's wrong with them, and nobody is asking the right questions to figure out what's going on, to help, identify, is there trauma? Is he suffering from something traumatic? That maybe he or her themselves may be in denial about. So it's important to give them a voice, and allow them to express in their own way what they're dealing with, what they see. Because if they're doing something that has become a learned behavior of theirs and they see no fault in it, you telling them over and over and over and over again that what they're doing is wrong, they don't see it the same way you do. So because we're older and more mature and more in tune with our cognitive thinking, let's digress a little bit. Allow them to have a voice. Listen to them. Process and then figure out the best angle to address this. Because there is no one way to reach them. Each individual is different. So the way you may be able to reach little JoJo might not work for Dan. How you reach little Kiki might not work for little Riri. So rather than thinking that there's a cookie cutter route to get to them, we have to give them a voice and allow them to be heard. And in doing so, we allow them to be comfortable enough to share what they're dealing with without feeling like they're being attacked, being judged, being ridiculed, criticized. Give them a voice. And we also bridge that gap. We don't go in professing to know all of the answers. Some things we still trying to figure out. But the things that we do know is setting that foundation to stand on while you grow. Now that foundation, that's cookie cutter. But that's what we do. So again, tap into the website, Iron Sharpens Iron, WAST, WAST.org, and tap in for opportunities to volunteer. I've seen a couple messages on here already, individuals that want to want to volunteer and assist. Um, Always looking for Iron Men. So individuals with justice involvement that are into this work that want to help us walk this path, live out this mission. Um, Tap into us at the website. Um, Give us your contact, leave contact information. Someone will reach back out to you, um, and we will, we'll figure it out from there. What that looks like, and that's it. Doesn't matter what city you're in because we're northern, central, and southern Indiana. We have hubs in each area, so we'll get it figured out. As I stated with the events, and I'm gonna go through those again before I get out of here. But we are seeking donations for the prizes for our Father's Day game day celebration. Um, so as y'all know, the 15th is fast approaching. So we really trying to get on top of that. So I'm reiterating that we are seeking donations for prizes for the Father's Day game day celebration, which will be held June the 15th at the South Bend Community Reentry Center in South Bend, um, where it's a game day where the Iron Men of Iron Sharpens Iron will go in, give a seminar, and then have a game day where we allow the men to compete for said prizes. And then we'll cap the day off with a basketball tournament, best 2 out of 3. Iron Men versus the men inside the facility for bragging rights. And again, that's something that we plan to do twice a year. So this will be the first one this year, and then the second one will be in December. So hopefully, this is something that takes root, begin to grow, and we get the opportunity to take it into other facilities. But you got to start somewhere. So that's where we're at with that. June 22nd, we will have our first community meet and greet. Um, Here in the city of Indianapolis at P30, which is located at 3039 North Post Road. And this is again, community meet and greet. So this is for the community at large. It's a family friendly event. So bring the family, bring the kids. Um, we got a DJ playing tunes, bounce houses, food, snow cone machines, um, areas for the kids to play, as well as the meet and greet. So all of the Iron Men will be present. We'll introduce ourselves. We got to tell you what city we're in, what sort services and resources that we provide as Iron Sharpens Iron, as the Iron Men, where you can tap into these resources, what cities, different things that we got going on, which is kind of what I'm going through now. But you'll get a more in-depth look at everything we do, including learning about the Just Family Network for the loved ones of justice involved individuals, which will be launching Tuesday, June the 25th. And that is an event that will occur every fourth Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. But at these community events, the meet and greet, you'll learn more about that, be able to get more information, what platform, how you can be involved, so forth and so on. And you'll get the gamut of everything that we do. Like here today, I'm giving you our big community events, but you'll be able to get more in depth with Iron Sharpens Iron, top to bottom, from mission to vision to purpose to what we do, what our plans are, our 1 year, 3 year, 5 year plan. Like we'll break down everything to show y'all what it is that we're doing, the impact that we're trying to have on the community, and that we're stronger together. Seeking volunteers. We're also seeking partnerships with other organizations. We're stronger together. So if I bring my mission and your mission and they line up, like let's combine our resources and do something big for the population, for the community, for for society at large. And that just helps to spread our reach. When we talk about, all these men and women that are incarcerated in the state, and that 91% of them are coming back. Like, we have an obligation to work together to ensure that this process runs smoothly, because ultimately we're all affected by it. At the end of the day, like, they're returning members of society. So let's work together and figure out a formula and a game plan to change the narrative, um, so we can lower this recidivism rate. So these men aren't coming home and then going back and forth because they can't figure it out. Let's start to create something within our community, man, to where we can grab these men and help build them up, man. We need them back in our communities, back in their families, back in their children's lives, to assist in that. Because the more we work on getting them back into the flow with their family and helping build those bonds and relationships with their kids, then they begin to take the responsibility, and that's impact. When you've done your part to help strengthen someone else to benefit everybody, that's impact. And that's what we're doing. And then our last big event for the month of June is our seminar / graduation celebration at the Tolson Center for Community Excellence in Elkhart, Indiana. That will be held June 29th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Again, at the Tolson Center for Community Excellence, which is located at 1320 Benham Avenue in Elkhart. So those are our events. Again, tap into the website, Iron Sharpens Iron WAST. That's WAST.org. You can find out all the information that you need, as well as you can contact us, send us messages if you want to be an Iron Man, if you want to volunteer, and we can walk you through that process, what that looks like. If you feel led to donate to assist with prizes for the Father's Day game day event, or if you just want to donate and contribute to Iron Sharpens Iron and our mission moving forward as a nonprofit. That's how we operate. That's how we stay afloat, through fundraising, getting donations, contributions. That's how we operate. Otherwise, it's all on us. And if that's what it is, I'm that driven to the mission that I'm gonna make it happen. But again, we are stronger together. The more people that we can get to walk with us and join us in this mission, the greater the impact. So with that, what we got going on, where to go to find the information. So now it's on you. So if it's tugging at your heart, if it's sitting in your spirit to do something and to help, then I challenge you to be active. Do something. Connect with us. Plug in with us. And let's have that impact and change the world one event at a time. With that, I thank y'all for y'all time. I thank y'all for tapping in. I'm not going to log straight off because a lot of the information that I gave y'all is in the chat. So y'all can take a few minutes, go through the chat, see these dates, events, the locations, write down the information. And we look forward to seeing y'all. Look forward to new people joining the team. I got a feeling this can touch some of y'all out there in a way where y'all probably been, wondering, like, wanting to do this, but like not knowing how to get started, where to go. Tap in with us. Yep, and spread the word. Like I said, flyers will be posted here on this YouTube channel. For those of you that follow me on Facebook, it will be on Facebook. For those of you that don't follow me on Facebook, I am on Facebook under Todd Fields. That is TODD Fields, FIELDS. Tap in, follow me, and I will have flyers and all the information posted where you can follow us. But you can always go to the website, which does not change. Iron sharpens iron. WAST, WAST.org. And get all the information that you need and different ways to contact us and to donate to support the things that we have going on. So again, I appreciate y'all time. For those of y'all that do reach out, I thank y'all in advance. Appreciate you. We're stronger together. Can't do it by ourselves. And that's what it is. So everybody enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'll be here again, like I said, for a couple more minutes to let y'all go through the chat and see the information and dates, times, events, location, all of that. Absolutely. We are stronger together. All right. Again, y'all have a good evening. Love is love. Appreciate y'all time and tuning in. And hopefully we'll see y'all at at our events. Um, it's crazy. I was just sitting up here wondering if she was around and could hear my voice and see me. Hey, Amaya. Hey, baby. Love you. Mwah. All right. Love is love, y'all. Have a good evening. See y'all again next time. Peace.